Nobody ever asked how you were doing, because you were fine. You were always fine. That was the whole point of you. While everything bent and broke and needed tending, you were the thing that did not. Not because nothing hurt, because you were never given the option of letting it show. The strong one was not born. They were made by a situation that needed someone to hold it, and they were there. And 30 years later, they are still holding it, in rooms that stopped needing it decades ago. It is easy to admire the strong one, to call them capable, dependable. What a gift to know someone like that. That reading misses the whole story. The strength was never a choice. It was the only option available in the house they grew up in. The strong one is not stronger than everyone else. They are more practiced at concealing what everyone else is allowed to show. This is not strength. This is a nervous system trained to perform strength while carrying the same load as everyone else. And unlike the other things they learned, this one never came with an off switch. This is what this video is about. Being the strong one is not a personality type. It is a role assigned by circumstance to the child who was most available to carry it. That child grew up, left the house, but brought the carrying with them, because nobody ever told them they could put it down. And the thing about a role you have carried since you were 7 years old is that you stopped noticing it as a weight. It usually begins with a family that needed more than it had available, and a child who noticed and stepped in. It was praised, encouraged, depended upon, and so it became identity. The helpful one, the capable one, the one who handles it. And the door to needing things closed quietly behind them, while everyone was still applauding the strength. In some homes, the strength was required by crisis. A sick parent, a struggling family, a situation that genuinely needed someone to hold. In others, the strength was required by emotional absence. Parents who needed their children to be fine because they could not hold what fine required them to hold. Either way, the lesson was identical. Your needs are secondary. Other people's stability is your responsibility. Here is what nobody ever says to the strong one. What you did as a child was extraordinary, and it should never have been yours to do. Who were you the strong one for? And who was ever strong for you? Tell us in the comments. Someone needs to read your answer. In adulthood, the strong one is the person who stays calm when everyone else breaks. Not from peace, from practice. Their closest people describe them as the most capable person they know. Without realizing capability was never the whole story. They also deprioritize themselves systematically. Everyone's appointment is rescheduled. Their own doctor's appointment has been rescheduled 4 times. Caretaking feels productive. Self-care feels selfish. That equation was written a long time ago. In a home, by a child, the first cost the research names is the one nobody around the strong one can see. They cannot internalize positive feedback. They cannot ask for help without shame. The asking feels like failure, like breaking the one promise they made to themselves. When someone tries to take care of them, they deflect, or manage it quickly, or feel deeply uncomfortable until it stops. The second cost is the relationships. The strong one's partner often feels they can never fully reach them, and the exhaustion, the specific tiredness of running a system that was never designed to run this long. What is the hardest part of always being the strong one that nobody around you ever sees? Drop it below. Someone in the comments needs your answer. The research on hyper-competence is consistent. People who held everything together from childhood are at significantly higher risk for sudden collapse. The collapse does not come from one bad week. It comes from a lifetime of never being allowed to stop. And everyone around them is shocked because they never saw it. Even lying down feels like giving up. Even rest feels like a betrayal of something they were supposed to be. The loneliness of the strong one is unlike most loneliness. It is the loneliness of being surrounded by people who need you and known by none of them. They were strong for everyone, and they needed someone to be strong for them, and they are still waiting. The hidden cost nobody names is the grief. for the childhood version of themselves who needed to be held and was never held, for the moments of genuine distress they managed alone, every single time, because there was nobody trained to receive it, the cost of never being believed when they are struggling, because the strong one does not look like struggling. They look like handling it, even when they are not, and yet they would not trade the strength, because the strength also kept them. It was real, and it was built at a cost. Both things. The strength was real, the carrying was real, and it should never have started when it did. A 7-year-old should not have been the structure. They should have been inside the structure, protected by it, not built into it. If you were the strong one, you were allowed to need things. You just were never told. The strength can stay, but it does not have to be all that you are. There is more of you than what you were needed for. You were allowed to need things. You are allowed to need things now. That permission was always yours. Someone just forgot to give it. If this video finally named what you have been carrying, without anyone noticing you were carrying it, drop one thing in the comments. What do you wish someone had said to you when you were being strong for everyone?